All right, today we have a clip here of Michael Knowles talking about the anti-LGBTQIA plus bill that was passed in Uganda. And little trigger warning, he kind of like laughs at like the fact that the death penalty could be imposed on those that identify as LGBTQIA plus. It's really weird, guys.
So the liberals, paradoxically, are the most inclined to impose their values on the world. But
Also, I'm not gonna pause it. I'm gonna let the whole 1 minute and 29 second clip play. But I want you guys to really pay attention to everything that he says because we're gonna examine what he says after.
one of those values is not imposing your values on the world. So how does one make sense of that? The way they're going to make sense of that is they're probably going to go in and reimpose their values.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, the death penalty is a little harsh. All right, I'm all for standards and sort of maintaining certain behaviors in the public square, but death penalty seems a little strong. But if Uganda is going to have self-determination, this is what they're going to do. And there are certain areas where African nations are doing this, where I think a lot of American conservatives would say, hey, African nations, can you come run for the legislature over here? The libs are constantly trying to push abortion on Africa. Africa says we don't want abortion.
You heard what he said.
The libs are constantly trying to push contraception on Africa.
Yeah.
The Africans are saying we don't want contraception.
No.
We don't want that imposition. That's the imposition of your culture, Westerners.
Mm-hmm.
You think the imposition of your culture is, I don't know, capitalism and racism and this is... No, every country on earth is extremely racist, other than the West. Okay? You're not exporting racism or anything like that. What you're exporting is the LGBT flag and condoms and abortion and all the trappings of liberalism.
Just quick side note. I don't understand how condoms are trappings of liberalism. I don't understand these conservatives' anti-birth control shit. Condoms, if you think that condoms are part of any political affiliation, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have a really hard time taking you seriously if you think condoms are liberal in the political sense of the word. I can't. That's so, I mean, okay, come on. But the reason that I wanted to make this video is because you heard what Michael said. You heard him say, it's the liberals that are trying to impose abortion and gay and all this stuff on Africa. But in reality, it's not true. Michael Knowles didn't want to acknowledge the fact that U.S. conservative Christian far-right groups have in fact poured more than $50 million, and, this is Open Democracy. This is an exclusive report they did. Maybe you say, well, I've never heard of Open Democracy. There's a Washington Post article here. You guys can go and look this up, though. It's not a secret. This is something I encourage you guys to go and research yourself. This Uganda bill that passed, that literally, again, could impose the death penalty for people that identify as LGBTQIA+, was, again, pushed heavily by these far-right American conservative groups. They've poured hundreds of millions of, well, not hundreds of millions, but tens of millions of dollars into these countries in Africa, and this anti-LGBTQIA+ legislation is a result of that. But Michael Knowles is making the argument that, it's liberals that are trying to impose their values and their beliefs on everybody. No, Michael. Once again, it's the party of Christian conservatism that is pushing their beliefs, their agenda, whatever the fuck you want to say, down other people's throats. He's not going to show you guys this. He's not even going to acknowledge this on his show at all at any point in time because, once again, I don't know how many times I've said this, this would make the entire fucking conservative right-wing grift fall apart like, I don't even know, like a house of fucking cards. It's just so ridiculous to me. Like, all you have to do, guys, all you have to fucking do is Google this shit. That's all you have to do is fucking, okay, I don't have what I originally Googled pulled up right now, but all you guys have to do right now, if you don't believe me, or if you say, well, that sounds a little out there, look up fucking Christian groups lobbying in Africa anti-LGBTQ. Fucking look it up, and you guys will see so many sources. This is just what I have pulled up here. I always encourage all of my viewers to go and research this for yourself. Michael is lying. He's a liar. He works for the Daily Wire. We already know he's a liar, but I just I thought it was a little disingenuous. I mean, again, it's Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire, for him to sit there and say, well, it's the right that's, we don't impose our values on anybody else, because that's not a value that we take pride in having. But we're literally doing that. Also,
of that is
the fact that he laughed about the death penalty for gay people, he kind of laughed through it. It was just kind of really awkward and strange and weird. And he says in the middle of laughing, he's like, "Well, I don't really think we should kill gay people." It's kind of feels like you do based on your behavior.
They're probably going to go in and reimpose their values. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the death penalty is a little harsh. All right, I'm all for standards, and
it's just so he's giggling like a little schoolgirl. We're gonna kill gay people. Yay! It's strange. But again, it's the Daily Wire. It's Michael Knowles. I don't know how many videos I've made in the past couple of weeks covering these fucking goons, but if you guys like the video, hit the like button. It helps me out so much. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys don't miss an upload.